Om Shanti, friends. Thanks for tuning in to the video on the Hatha Yoga teachings that we're going to be offering in our 200-hour yoga teacher training starting this January at Triple Crane Retreat Center. So this is the fourth video. I did a video about a general introduction, Ayurveda, philosophy, and now the most popular topic is what kind of Hatha Yoga is this anyways, or what kind of yoga is it? So according to me, and a lot of people would agree with this, some people might not like it, but it's all Hatha Yoga, baby. All of the physical yogas that people do these days are all based out of the Hatha Yoga system. So they might name it after themselves, Iyengar, Bikram, or in the case of Ashtanga, they're naming it after part of the Yoga Sutra philosophy. So all of these things, they all relate back to asana practice, which comes from Hatha Yoga. So Hatha Yoga is the source, and then people extract from it. My personal training is very extensive. I've been practicing yoga since 1997, so you can do the math, 20 something years, 25 years. And I've dedicated a lot of my time to various schools with a great amount of depth. Within my studies, I found what I consider to be the essence of asana practice, which is similar in a lot of these schools. And then we understand what the differences are. So I put a little bit in the explanation below about what these are based upon, all of the different schools I've been a part of. And that's just things that I actually have certification through, not my smaller experiences. So within the yoga teacher training, we call the yoga classical Hatha Yoga because it is mostly based out of what people call classical Hatha Yoga. So we call it classical Hatha Yoga. Sivananda schools, various lineages, various branches of the Sivananda. Various branches of the Sivananda schools have influenced a lot of what we do. And also the Ananda yoga of Yogananda offshoot, Kripalu yoga, although not the organization Kripalu, but the Indian Kripalu yoga. All of this greatly informs, and there's a lot of similarities in all of those practices. I talk a lot about the details. Whenever I teach something in the teacher training, it's not because I made it up or because it inspires me. Oh, well, it does inspire me or I wouldn't be doing it, but I can explain where I learned these things from, their relevance, and why I choose to share these practices. So you'll be learning over 85 postures during the teacher training. Every single one of these postures, we will learn about anatomical considerations of how to do the practices safe and effective to keep your joints safe and stable for 100 years of practice. We'll see if we actually get to the 100 years, but that's what I always say. Because the joints in yoga, if done poorly, you can cause joint damage. And if yoga postures are done well, it can strengthen and improve your joints. So we use these classical Hatha Yoga postures, sun salutations, moon salutations. We learn a variety of sun salutations and how to create Vinyasa krama around them. Vinyasa in the traditional sense, meaning to design in an intelligent way. So how to design a flow for people based upon life phase, age, body type, and goal. So we're always looking at that. This is a therapeutic yoga approach, which this training is very hardy on. We look at joint freeing sequences based out of the Bihar school, which is Sivananda lineage, and Mukunda Stiles work, which is a very similar thing. And then also I've done joint freeing practices with other teachers here and there and picked up quite an arsenal of really cool joint freeing techniques. If you don't know what joint freeing yoga is, it's a great practice and it's something that I love to include. It's great for teaching older people and for people who are having joint injuries and whatnot. So the Vinyasa Krama I studied with Susie Rand, and she studied with a lot of great Ashtanga teachers, and coming out of her own injuries in yoga, she learned a lot about how to do things safely. So I pass on a lot of what I learned from Susie. She really taught me quite a bit. This particular course is not a Vinyasa course. The teacher training at Schoolcraft Community College, which we're not currently running. We do teach a Vinyasa section in that, but in this, we will teach some basic Vinyasas out of the sun salutations, but it won't be the main focus. The good news is we will be teaching Gong Fa, which is like traditional Chinese exercises, not quite as formalized as Qigong. It's a little more general, a little bit more flowing. And Master Hai, Winnie, the head nun at Triple Crane, will be teaching those along with me. They're really awesome techniques. They're really great for your joints when done well, really good for preparing for meditation. And this is the first time we're including them in the teacher training. Since we're doing this teacher training at Triple Crane, we're highlighting what that community has to offer. So that is going to be sweet. We go over the primary pranayamas from the classical Hatha Yoga text, Kapalabhati and Bhastrika, how they're different, and what people call breath of fire, and how that all relates will be explained in great depth. We go over the alternate nostril breathing, Dirgha Swastam, which is basic breathing, and triangle and square breathing as preparation for meditation. We get into the foundations of mindfulness meditation, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more from a basic Buddhist perspective. And mindfulness meditation is a Buddhist practice that Americans have just not really credited the Buddhists as much as maybe we should. So we'll be talking about all the seated postures that you need to get steady in meditation, really how to use pranayama. We'll be going over a handful of mantras that you can use to begin and end your practice and to help you meditating internally and external meditation. So the Hatha Yoga sequences, like as I said, you learn about 85 poses. So this is supposed to be a short video, and according to marketing people, most people haven't listened this long anyways. So, I can't explain 88 postures very quickly, but we learn a nice variety of standing poses, back bends, forward folds, twist, and a handful of inversions. We learn how to give inversions appropriate to populations, so to keep our yoga students safe and based upon their life phase, their goals, and their age. And so it's very in-depth and too much to even go over in this short video. But if you have any more questions or you're interested in the teacher training, you can reach out to me. Below I've posted a link that goes into more specifics about the teacher training. You can apply for the teacher training there. And then also I've got my link where you can subscribe to my mailing list so that you get notifications about my blog and various specialty teachings that I'm doing online at Triple Crane and in other various places. So thank you all for listening to this little tangent on the physical component, the Hatha Yoga component of our 200 plus hour teacher training. I hope it's been useful, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Namaste.